Tom Brady, the one thing he's never accomplished in his career is an unbeaten season. And you know what eats at him? He said during this offseason he would trade 2 of his Super Bowl rings for an unbeaten year.
Oh.
Do you think this Buccaneers team makes a run at it?
I do not. Listen, I wish they would. I think Bruce Arians and this entire organization in Tampa understands the goal of hoisting another Lombardi trophy. And as much as we as players, because I totally agree with Tom Brady. You've heard me talk about when Bill benched the offense and let us lose that game to the Jets. It crushed me inside, and it still hurts me to this day. So I understand what Brady is talking about going undefeated. But Bruce Arians, he's about hoisting trophies. They got that feeling. They understand they will protect their guys down the stretch in a 17-game season. He ain't going to let it happen.
See, I think Brady might have something to say about that, Jeff Darlington. Teddy Bruschi told a story here on this show recently where he said that during that year where the Patriots are going for it, he said he and Brady went to Bill Belichick and said, let's just make sure we're all on the same page here. Don't take us out. We want to go for this. And I think Brady would want to here, Jeff Darlington. What do you think?
Oh, no question. Not even a question in my mind. If we're talking about this at the end of the season, he's going to stay in the game. I don't buy at all that he will rest himself or expect them to rest any starters as well. But Bruce Arians' system is not exactly the type that is created to win every game. I mean, if they get behind in games, this was a frustration at times last year, Bruce Arians thinks that he can score 14 points with 1 pass. So he's not exactly the type that chips away at a lead and finds a way to get back in it. He's going to get blown out at times based on the way that his system, his no risk it, no biscuit system goes. I just don't think they're going to be in a position that we're talking about where they could potentially rest the starters. I think they're going to have a loss or 2 throughout this year.
What do you think, Swag?
I think as you slowly creep and you start to realize, we got 9 wins with a 0 behind it. We got 10 wins with a 0 behind it. Your mindset starts to change. And I think that's what they have to go through. To go into the season looking for an undefeated season, and Jeff alluded to it, it's a scornness about all NFL players. We all think we're going to win every game we play in, but that's just not the reality of this league. But I think with a team like this, especially with a 44-year-old quarterback, that if he gets to 12-0 or 13-0, then the whole season becomes about going undefeated. But you got to get to a certain point first before you start determining if you're going to really make a play at it. And I think the freedom is in that, G, because if you go into the season with pressure talking about being undefeated, you lose sight of the fact that ultimately we're supposed to hoist the Lombardi at the end of the season. But as you get closer and you start to lean in it, and when you think about New England season, when they were going undefeated, that's when the conversation started happening. When they got to a certain point, that's when Teddy Bruschi and Tom Brady said, yo, this is realistic. But going into it thinking that sometimes is just, it's a lot for a team that is looking like they can accomplish another Super Bowl.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.